Hello everybody, so in this screencast I'm gonna talk to you about Better.js. That's a new project that I made, a project which does several things. I'm gonna go into detail. I aim to help you write better JavaScript. Let's see how. This is a generic presentation from 10,000 miles. So first, what is Better.js? That's an intrusive JavaScript library. This means that I try as much as possible that for you, you can easily include that in your libraries without much trouble, without changing the architecture or the whole code of your library. It is focused on helping writing better JavaScript. So that's a very bold goal. Well, after all, why not? So what JavaScript is doing in practice? Currently there's two features which are exposed, the strong typing and the private visibility. That means that with it you can have strong typing in JavaScript and private visibility. Private visibility means simply that you can say that this function is private to this class or this property is private to this class. What Better.js will be doing. So this is a bunch of features which exist in the back, but they are not yet exposed due to lack of documentation or just lack of polish or API which isn't stable yet. So there is object allocation tracking and garbage collector monitoring. Those two are related to memory and to garbage collector avoidance. Garbage collector plays when you are doing games or stuff like that. You don't want the game to pause, so you want to avoid garbage collection. Those two are made in this goal. After that is function color tracking and global variable detector. Function color tracking is, suppose you have a card and you want to be sure that this card is called from another part of your source or not another part or something like that. You have to find out if there is some, let's say, layer violations. Global variable detector is simply because global variables are well known to be bad for the quality of the code. So if you have some in your code, you want to get rid of them. We provide the tools in order to localize where the global variable is actually used, and some advice in order to get rid of them. So this project seems nice, but where is it going? The philosophy behind the principles are early bug detection, monitor execution, on 100% plain JavaScript. Early bug detection means that we want to detect bugs as fast as possible in the code. The earlier you detect a bug, the fresher the topic of the bug is in your head. So you can more easily fix it. Additionally, if you detect that earlier, your user doesn't have to suffer the bug too much. Quite cool. You have to monitor execution. You have to monitor the time spent in execution, the time spent in which part, the time spent in garbage collection, the time spent for some function. So there's a lot of profiling going on. Another point, another very important principle of Better.js is it is 100% plain JavaScript. There is no new language to learn in order to improve JavaScript. There is no compilation step. There is nothing. JavaScript is enough. So where can you get better JavaScript if you were to be interested? Well, there's obviously a home page. Let me show that to you. Hopefully it's gonna load. So you got an home page, classical stuff, some example on how to have private in JavaScript, some example on how to do strong typing, some funny pictures I took a while back. You can have better classes, better function, better properties. You can install it simply, stuff like that. All that is in the home page. There's a repo on GitHub. All that is under MIT license. So that's pretty free. You can do whatever you want. The code is there. Okay, so we are cool. Now, what can we do? We can brag. So, bragging time. Better.js provides feature unseen to JavaScript. Rather nice. So, most people think JavaScript got no private. Well, think again. With JavaScript, with Better.js, it does. JavaScript got no strong typing, some people think. Think again. But with Better.js, it does. So, that was bragging time. Better.js is funky. That's not your mother JavaScript. It provides strong typing to JavaScript. It provides private visibility to JavaScript. Both features were unseen in JavaScript world. So, I like this library. Once again, it's 100% plain old JavaScript. You have no compilation step. I don't claim that. Because C compared to JavaScript, C is JavaScript or some R that we have seen on the wild. There is even some people putting XML in JavaScript and calling that JavaScript. Well, it doesn't match my spec. So there is no compilation step, no new language to learn. Better.js is 100% plain old JavaScript. So it is integrated in the ecosystem. What? So, how can we reach those features? Like strong typing. Let's do some demo. First, the strong typing in JavaScript. Let's see an example. To play with strong typing in JavaScript, we need first to define a class, to make a Better.js for its argument. By the way, we're going to do strong typing on function argument, but it works on function returns type as well, on object properties, or on constructor arguments. This is just one of the examples I got. So, we're going to make Better.js declaration for that, and after that we're going to see what happened. First, the sample function. This is a cat which receives an age, which receives a name, and displays a very simple message. So, this is a simple function. It receives a string, name, and a number, age. Simple, right? So, let's write a Better.js for it. We overload the cat function, like this, Better.js function cat, and we define the argument as being a string and a number, because we got the name and the age, so string and a number. This is it. We have made a Better.js for it. We have defined the type of each argument. Better.js will make sure this definition is respected. So let's see what happened. What if we call the function with valid type, so a string, and a number? So cat kitty 5 will display my name is Kitty and I'm 5. It is all okay. Let's see what happens when I call this function with invalid type. So cat kitty 10, but 10 here is a string instead of a number. So Better.js check for these arguments. Do they match the definition it received for it? The answer is no, because you expect a number here, not a string. So the exception is thrown. Invalid arguments 1 should be number. So the error is immediately detected and the execution is stopped. Very interesting. This means as soon as you do the mistake, you don't have to wait. You don't have to come back 10 days later when you don't remember the code. You know it immediately. This is strong typing in Better.js. Better.js provides strong typing in JavaScript. This is very cool. Unauthorized access are immediately detected. So you got earlier bug detection, and this helps you write better JavaScript. At least we hope. Okay, now, the second part, private in JavaScript. An example. For that, to play with private in Better.js, we need to define a sample class to make a Better.js declaration for it and see what happens. So first, the sample class. It's a nice little kitty class, varchar function name. So it receives a name as an argument. Put that in a private property underline name. We set an age which is constant, 7, and we have a getter function. So if cat get name, then return this underline name. This way we don't access the private function, the private property underline name from outside the class, without permission. This is what I meant to say. So let's make Better.js for it. Here we want to show off the private feature. So what we're gonna do is, my bad, we overload the cat constructor. Cat equal Better.js class of cat, and the attribute that we set is privatized true. So we do that, and now every time you instance the class cat, underline name will be private. So this means something quite important. That means that after that, only the class can access underline private. If you try to access underline name from outside the class, it will be immediately detected. Let's see it in action. First, we create an instance of your class, varcat equal new cat kitty. Simple. Let's see what happens when you access a public property. For example, .age. Console log, cat age is cat age. So we display the age from outside function, from outside the class. Display cat age is 7. So it worked. You actually read the age of the cat from outside the class itself. Now let's see what happens if I call underline name but through the getter. The getter function .getName is public. So I do console log, cat name is comma cat.getName. It works okay. The cat name is kitty. It's all okay. As it should. Very nice. So let's see what happens if we now access the private property underline name. Console log cat name is cat underline name. Well, this is bad, right? Because we access the private property from outside the class. So this is by definition the layer violation. So an exception is thrown. Access denied to private property underline name. An error is immediately detected and the action is stopped. Once again, you don't wait for anything. As soon as you do the mistake, you are warned. This is nice. Type to write better JavaScript, hopefully. So, with private in Better.js, we got private visibility to JavaScript. Unauthorized access are immediately detected. This provides an earlier bug detection and helps you write better JavaScript. Okay, so this was the first presentation about better JavaScript. Let's back it up. What better JavaScript brings to the table? Well, two things as of right now. It provides private visibility and strong typing. It's quite interesting, right? I mean, that's very new for JavaScript. Not bad. What better JavaScript change? Those two major features, both unseen to JavaScript, both helping you to find bugs earlier. So hopefully to write better JavaScript. What about the future of this project? Well, making writing JavaScript easier and easier, and to expose more features in Better.js. What we have seen is only two features which are present in Better.js. There's a lot of them in the back, and I wait for stable API or good code just because right now it's maybe a bit messy. But you got object allocation tracking. So that means you know who allocates the object and when. You can monitor that automatically. You got garbage collector monitoring. That means that you're gonna find out when there is a garbage collection monitored is occurring, when garbage collection is occurring, how much is it, and hopefully how to reduce it. You can know who is calling your functions and how often. Quite useful for profiling. We want to monitor the execution. Good information, good measure of the execution will provide more information. This information will lead, hopefully, to better decision on which action to take. So, to write better code at the end. So, in global variable detector is because global variables are a plague, and you don't want to use it, and they are a well-known factor of poor code. Because of that, we want to get rid of it. Unfortunately, that's quite uneasy. Once you have the global variables, it's quite hard to get rid of them. We'll provide tools in order to make it easier. So where do you get better JavaScript, assuming you want to? So there is an home page, as I said, there is a GitHub repository. All that is public and open source, and the license is MIT. This is the end of this talk, and I'm hopefully gonna talk to you more about Better JavaScript very soon, guys. Have fun!